Hello everyone, I'm Rishabh, your host. Welcome to my channel, RPJ Let's Unravel. And today I'm again with you with our fourth episode of Design Dialogue. Today I have another dimension of design with us, design management. I have invited one of the guests, one of my very good friend, and he'll be taking us through the journey of design in management. So he has done his masters from ITC Bombay, and let's welcome Nishant Kambo.
Thank you, Rishabh. Yes, I am Nishant Kamboj and I am a 2013 pass out IDC IIT Bombay Industrial Design batch. And I have worked in Godrej for 2 years from 2013 to say 15, and post which I have worked for my own studio for 2 years, and then from then onwards I am into the education business. And I came across design management very recently. I was experiencing design management, but as an educational aspect, I just have started teaching design management from last year only. What I can tell you about design management is the educational part of it and the importance of it, as I have experienced through my experience of jobs. Right, so I've played an important role in the development of one of the projects in Godrej, which is now in the market, and I have seen the whole journey of it. See, we being industrial designers, we almost think that we go in an industry and we'd be given an individual project which we'll be working on. So it is not the case actually in the industry. There are few types of projects, and their nomenclature may vary from industry to industry. So, for example, in Godrej, we had some projects which were initially already running and we were a part of it. So, let's call them as development projects. And then there were projects which are being taken care, are being initiated by the team. Let's call them as new product development projects. And then there were some projects which I had initiated, and we called them as the innovation project. Right. So, these are the three different type of projects that I was working in Godrej. Now, if I were to tell you my role in these three projects, it varied from project management to team management to talking to the agencies, getting the work done from the shop floor, and drafting the whole brief at times. So, do you see that I was not just taking a pen and paper and sketching things out. I was basically planning also. I was talking about business also. I was talking about numbers. I was talking about what is there in the market. I am sitting with the marketing team and also trying to analyze what is the best product that we could get in the market so that it sells. This was the perspective which I got in the industry, and this is what I felt was missing when I was getting educated. Right, I was not in the real world. I felt at that time. This is what I am planning to do in the design management course here. So I want to amalgamate. I want to integrate the two aspects, very important aspects of an industrial designer. It is the business aspect also and the creative aspect or the designer's aspect out here. So in design management as a course, as a field, as a genre is the combination of both the business aspect and the design aspect.
Okay. So basically, there are different aspects to a product development. So when we are in design college, we only things about the physical form of it, the tangibility of it. But how it goes into business, how the technology works with it, we don't get that picture, the bigger picture of it. So I feel management is more about getting the whole picture, wherein designer's role is important, but he should also understand that what else happens around all this.
Exactly. So adding to it is one more thing that we also call it as the ecosystem of design. To flourish, we need an ecosystem. We need like-minded people. We need like-minded policies. That's very important. I mean, I have to flourish being a designer in a company only if my company has got policies which actually are having some sort of design essence in them. right? It is not just the case of a big MNC or a big company. If you talk about my own design studio, right, if I call myself as the owner of the company, or say we are 2-3 people who have actually collaborated and then we have made a company, we also have to form the very first thing, which is the ecosystem, right? And then in that ecosystem is where the design will flourish, or let me call it as the creativity which will flourish, the ideation which will flourish, right? So this is moreover in that sense. And why business and why design is because most of the time designers are hesitant about the fact that we don't have anything to do with the numbers, we don't have anything to do with the costing of the product. We our job is to make good looking things, and that's it, right? And it is not that we don't want to do it, we are hesitant because we are kind of at times skeptical about the fact that we don't know the marketing jargons which the people will be using in the meeting.
Yeah.
And we'll say no, we are happy in our cocoon only, right? So once see, I'm still developing this course very frankly, and I didn't get much of data at a single place. I'm trying to gather some data from the business MBA side also, and I'm trying to get some data from the design side also, right? And and I have to also understand, you have to also understand, this is a course, this is just a module, this is just a 3-credit course, say in a 4-year long what do you call, teaching, right? So I have to make things crisp and add things to it, right? So I'm trying to get the basic introduction of management. I'm trying to get the basic introduction of how organization work and how businesses will look at design and how they will treat design. Imagine we create a scenario of a design thinking session which we are having with the company heads. So how will we exist as designers in that room, in that meeting? So that's what I will try to teach the student, or say discuss with the students in this course.
So I feel if this is incorporated in all their projects, it will be very good for them to learn each and every aspect in each of their projects. Because right now it might start as a module that it's an important thing to know, but when they start to do their ideations, so in my previous organization, we used to set our goals like BXT. So business, experience, and technology. So all these 3 things were covered, so that when you work towards it, you know where it can go wrong, or where the variables will come in, where you have to adjust things or to fight for. So to know that, I think it's a very good initiative that you are doing this, and you are making those design students understand the whole picture of it. So from your Godrej experience, you learned something, and then you started your own studio. So would you like to share a few of the details of your studio, how you started it, and it was a product base or it's a service base, or how did you go about it?
Okay, when I was working in Godrej, right, and I somehow realized that it is not just that I am doing design out here, I'm doing everything, right? I am going into the market also. I am pitching the product to the client also at times. We are going to the dealers. I'm checking the warehouses and talking to the vendors and looking at the product development part also, costing also. We were doing everything, right? And luckily, I've got such amazing people around me who taught me things which which I could never have learned by myself, right? And it gave me so much confidence that I thought, okay, fine, if I can do this thing for an organization, I can do the same thing for myself as well, right? Again, a very young mind with tinkling thoughts all the time. Let's do this and let's do that. So, and I've been always experimentative, and that's what is the reason I chose design for. So that's how the genesis of my studio started. That I wanted to become a consultancy. And I wanted to become I wanted to integrate design on a small businesses, SME part, right, which I felt was missing, right? Let's talk about small shopkeepers, let's talk about agriculture, let's talk about businesses which nobody would think that could have design essence in them, right? So this is where the genesis had started, and then slowly, steadily, we came up with some. We had added visual design in our genre, and and when when Raman actually met me, and we said, let's work together and let's make this thing together. So she came from a mindset of a sustainability point of view, and she's had her own analytical thinking, which actually helped us to come up with some projects. Yes, major of them were still thoughts, never came up, never came in the practical life, but yes, it's still there. The result of it was that the 2 years of rigorous thoughtfulness and too much of discussions had made me realize that I fit better and I could do more justice to the education field, and that's where I chose let's add education in our genre, and that's where I experienced being an educationist, and I also been involved with Vishwakarma University for a year. They had given me this opportunity to set their product design department, so I was a design head out there, department head out there. So I had worked for approximately 1 year over there, and since I have been actually into the visiting faculty, limited to that only with the organizations. We have also recently collaborated with Studio Alternatives, and as their work is also based on sustainability, and we are working with them now, and very soon we'll be coming up with some projects with them. And see, that's how we are slowly and steadily realizing the projects as we are going ahead with it. So again, coming back to the same topic of design management, when I started my role as a design when we started the design studio, my job was to set things up, from getting the trademark done, getting the bank accounts made, talking to the CA, and understanding how the ecosystem would work, how the billing would happen, and how we will fit, how will the marketing happen. I never did things by myself. I got it done. See, right? But I had to manage things out. So this was my project management role, which I had to do in this small little business of my own, right? And then parallelly we did a lot of stuff. We had to renovate our whole studio, and then I'm not an architect, I'm not an interior designer, but still we had put in our heads into how the space would look like here, and again getting work done from people. We had carpenters to do things for us. We never sanded the wood ourselves. So again, adding the aesthetic value, adding the management value, talking to people, getting collaborations, meeting people. So there are a lot of things which goes around making that ecosystem of design. And you would see in my talk also, I am also talking about numbers, I'm also talking about meetings, I'm talking about organizations. So these are all the part of at any instance, any person who's doing design would be some or the other way getting introduced to, right? So we can't escape from it. Basically, I can't say that, oh, I don't want to get into design management, this is not my job. You have to, if you're a designer, you have to handle some or the other management part of it, right? So that's how I look at it, and that's how even I feel that my students should also realize what it means to them. Thankfully that the universities have taken my suggestion of adding this design management course. We had done the same with the Vishwakarma University, and luckily the university that I am associated right now, they already have this course there with them, and it is really good to take this course, and especially with a new platform of everything going online right now.
True.
Yes.
So what I wanted to say that eventually designers, after gaining experience, reaches to the level where they have to manage things.
Yes.
So they learn on the job, but they are not formally educated about all this. So if they are if it is included in the education system of design, it becomes more relevant to them, and they can opt for it in the early stages of their careers, because they can be attached to it, or they can be inclined towards it. So I think it gives them a chance to explore that dimension also. So it's pretty good. So now I'm coming to that question for which the design series is. So what do you advise students? Because students are not aware of this. So any new thing comes up to them, they might not accept it. So what would be your advice?
Okay. So, as I said, my advice to the student is, first of all, we being designers, we have to stop underestimating ourselves in a way that we are not the people who could handle management or business. The first and the very most advice which actually I had experienced the harder way, and I am telling them at the initial stage only. It is just a few jargons we have to know. It is just a few systematic processes that we have to know. That, and I'm again telling you, we have to just know them, not mug them up, or not have the fundamentals right. We'll get experiences, and we'll get a hang of it. But we should at least know the jargons. We should know at least the thought. We should know the policies, and we should know the basis of on which a business would work. If we are aware of it, any design that we make, any small presentation that we make, would be more relevant to the people who are actually going to buy your idea. Say he's a MD of that company, or he's a person who's going to what do you call, give money to make that project, for example, right? So you'd need them all. If you are actually making a product for yourself, you need funding for it. So you have to pitch and sell your idea to the funding people as well. Similarly, you have to pitch and sell the idea to your to the bosses in the company. So no matter you go anywhere and choose any field in design, you would be selling things. You will be selling your ideas, your concepts, your products, your prototypes, right? So we can't escape, and we shouldn't actually escape from it. It's just that if we get a hang of it, and if we do a trial with our faculties, with our students, with our presentations in the juries which we are going through in the design colleges, it is kind of a training that we are getting, and it is preparing us. And trust me, the kind of respect that you will get in the company, the kind of opportunities that you get in the companies is going to be really huge. And the third thing, and the third advice is, what most of the designers think, that they are going to be restricted to the design job in the big companies. It is not the same. Things have changed now. You can climb up the ladder of being a manager, and then a managing director and whatnot, if only you understand what exactly the ecosystem of business is, right? You may be a trained designer, but if you really want to climb those ladders, you should know what business is, right?
Correct. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nishant, for that insightful conversation we had, and I hope that the students will be interested in knowing more about it. For me, it was an eye-opener, because I was doing certain things, but I was not aligned to the process, aligned to the design management process. So I'm hoping the viewers of this video will be interested, and will definitely do a follow-up video to make them understand the intricacies of it. So for now, we are wrapping up this video. I hope you guys liked it. See you in the next video, and thank you, Nishant. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rishabh. It's a very great thing that you're doing. And yes, the fourth advice to the students is that please subscribe to this channel. Okay, Rishabh is doing a lot of good stuff. He's been doing a lot of good stuff, and this is another thing that he's doing, and I'm pretty much excited about it. So please subscribe, and keep following up what Rishabh is doing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rishabh.